I think we can start. And anyway, there will be a recording afterwards. So thank you to everybody to come here for this new session of Olympe Update. So the idea of today is mainly to share what is coming with the 2.8 version of the platform. And I'm Simeon, I'm in charge of the product development, and I'm with Patrick today, who will present as well part of this presentation. So let's move on directly to the agenda. So we will do a quick tour directly in Draw to show you all the new stuff coming with the 2.8, actually, which is already released for a few weeks now. It came out in June, and we will afterwards show you a little bit what is coming in the next release, as we like to do. So we will be a bit teased about the August release 2.9, which is actually coming pretty soon. So let's start directly, and I think I can give you the screen sharing.
Thank you, Simeon. So do you see my screen correctly?
Yes, we do.
So I will do a quick tour of what is new in the 2.8. So first of all, here I have a completely empty tab, and I will join the marketplace environment, which is an environment with a lot of projects, a very heavy environment. And the main focus of this 2.8 release was to make the navigation in Draw faster. So I will directly join the marketplace. And that's it. We are directly in Draw. And what is happening here? So I am not in a project. I'm in the Project Explorer, where I can find all the projects on this environment. And we are not loading anymore the content of each project, but only the structure. And when I will enter a project, at this moment, I will load the content of the project and also its dependencies. And this makes for a much faster navigation and reloading of your various tabs when working with Draw. Also, other stuff like the marketplace is now lazy loaded when you navigate. And just to showcase it, if here I want into another project, it loads the project beforehand. And for a lot of you work on environments that have multiple projects, so you need to do back and forth between the two. So when you already opened one, it will not reload, it will be kept in memory for a certain amount of time. So in this project, I have a little application, so let's open it. And the first things that I want to show, which is new, that is coming in the common package of the marketplace, in the common extension, is a dynamic form. So it happens a lot that we want to generate forms. And you need each time to put your label, your text field, your dropdowns. And now we have a new component to generate very quickly a form, which is called dynamic form. So in the marketplace, dynamic form. And this component will take a configuration which will explain how the form will show. So for this one, I did 2 configuration. So it follows the config principle that we use for the data grid, for example. So I create different type for my different config. I inherit from dynamic form config. And then in my configuration, I can define what I want in my form. And we have a lot of different types that are pre-built inside this component. We can have some regex validation. We can decide the order of it. If I have the range, I can also set the range here. And also the property is the JSON output that will come out of the component. And this is just the name of the label. So here I have all the different field that you can dynamically generate with this component. And also, it also automatically adds the cancel and save. So when you click on save, you have a property on an event with JSON containing all the information, and then you can use it to update your object, for example. And here we have the others component that is possible inside this one. The second new thing on the marketplace, which is quite useful to create some interactive experience in the application, is the on-key pressed brick. So of course, before this was accessible directly in code, but now it can be much more directly accessed via Draw via this new brick on-key pressed. And here you can see that we have a list of milk, bread, and butter. And if I type C, it automatically opens a new pop-up. So let's say I will buy some lettuce also. And then if I look at arrow, with arrow, I can move around in my list. And with D, done, I can put stuff when I bought it. So this is a very simple example, of course, but with this on-key pressed event, so let me show you how it looks in Draw. This is the brick on-key pressed. You need to put the key code. So for the arrow, typically it's arrow up. And then you can also define some modifier if you want, for example, for the D, actually it's a shift D, it's the capital case. So this is for this brick. Now another big change is the remote action. So let me go here. Is before end where when we were using remote action, so before 2.8, when you wanted to send a file, so for example, here I have analyze picture remote action. When I wanted to analyze this picture file, I had to persist this file beforehand before sending it to the remote action. And the same the other way around. If I was generating a report as a PDF in a remote action, I needed to persist it in the remote action before sending it back. And one issue of this is, I mean, sometimes you forget to persist it. Sometimes you need to send a file, but you just need to send it, but you don't need to keep it. So you were sending it, but people were forgetting to delete it. So you had some noise of files that were growing in the background. So that was an issue. And since the 2.8, basically, you don't need to persist files anymore. So you still can persist if your use case needs it, but if you don't just need to send the file directly and forget about it, just pass it directly or receive it directly. And that's it about this new nice feature for the remote action. And now I think we will go back to the presentation with you, Simeon.
Mm-hmm. Did you stop sharing?
Ah, sorry.
Okay.
I thought it would.
Okay, I just need to share Teams. Okay, thanks a lot, Patrick, for that quick tour in Draw. So if we do a quick summary of what we have seen, so indeed, the main focus was on the faster navigation in Draw. And for those who know what is behind, it's really about using subscriptions instead of taking the whole code as data database into Draw, into the memory. So which is much more efficient. And this comes with a lot of improvements also in terms of notification. We really rewrote the entire algorithms and how we handle the subscription cache on the backend side. So that's why it's really the main feature we released in that release. Also, this helped to actually send files through remote actions, because now you can actually stream data between runtimes as well as stream between the orchestrator to the runtimes. So it means that big binary files that we didn't want to send before as a single message are now streamed through runtimes, which is more efficient as well. And a lot of small improvements and bug fixes that have been detailed as well in the release notes that you can find on the support website. If you have any questions, I forgot to mention, but there is also a Q&A tab on this webinar, so please feel free to ask questions, and we will go through them at the end. So that's it for the 2.8. It's already released for a few weeks, so don't hesitate to move to it. And a bit of teasing about what is coming for 2.9. Release date is it should be available next week, actually, so it's coming very, very soon. Here, the main focus was about also some kind of backend feature. It's about deployment, having no downtime when you want to deploy on a production environment. So that touches quite a lot of layers in the platform, but we are quite proud to announce that it is coming. So it means that you can deploy new versions of your application to the production environments without having any downtime for your users. Also, we did quite a lot of improvements in terms of small quality of life features that should improve your experience using Draw, as well as being able to document much more your data types. So you probably know a lot how the spec and doc editor works. We did quite a few improvements in that editor, and we in particular added it for the data types as well. So you can now document, say, what and how you should use your data type, what is it for, and each property, each relationships, and so on. And finally, after a few months of using the protection feature, so you know that now since 2.6 you can protect bricks, it has been asked that you can protect anonymous bricks. So now it will be possible with 2.9, which is also something quite cool to and very useful to use. So this will be presented in the next Olympe update with more details, but this is just to give you some teasing. So that's it for today. I don't know if you have any feedback, question. It's really free now for you to express yourself, and we will answer them if you have.
What is QL? It's quality of life feature. So it's small stuff. It's more UI UX experience in the product itself, and also some, you will see, but you have some move of data type that before you couldn't do directly in Draw. So now it's also included inside the product.
Anything else? Anyway, if you have any other questions or anything coming to your mind, you can always ask them on Discord. Don't hesitate to join the community. We are watching everything which is going on there, so please come.
So Richard Bati is asking, is the no downtime automatic for my environment in 2.9?
So it won't be automatic. It's something that you must activate in the configuration of the environment. It's really designed for the productions. We will give much more information after the release, but yeah, this is something to activate, and then starting from there, it will be automatic when you deploy anything. Okay. So if nothing else, then I think we can stop the discussion here for today. Thanks a lot for your attendee, and see you next time for the next release. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.